Hello, I'm Canton Harcrum. I have a question. What happens when the very people that were born into the American dream can no longer afford it? When did college degrees and skilled trade jobs no longer mean you could afford a home ownership or even a pathway into the middle class? According to a Pew Research Center done in 2024, nearly 60% of US born citizens believed that attaining the American dream was no longer achievable. Today, this speech that I'm going to give you, it's not anti-immigrant, it's pro-America and it's pro-fairness. I've served the United States in the United States Marine Corps. I worked in the underground pipeline industry, building American infrastructure, and I've even studied the experts on the topic of immigration. And today, I'd first like to tell you about how our current immigration policies are hurting the American citizens economically and socially. Next, I'd like to propose a new immigration policy that will prioritize American citizens' economic recovery as well as opportunity. And finally, I'd like to illustrate how this brand new policy will bring forth an American dream that's achievable for everyone. So I first started off by telling you that why there is a need for change. And the reason for that is the immigration policies that we have now currently hurt American citizens, and economically and socially. The current immigration system current immigration has caused a huge economic displacement for American-born citizens. According to the Pew Research Center, reports that 50% of U.S. jobs were fulfilled by either mass migration of foreign-born workers or through low-skilled chain migration. Meanwhile, wages for American workers have stagnated. According to economist George J. Borjas, he analyzed the impacts of immigration to the U.S. labor market, and he found that a 10% increase in the labor supply due to immigration leads to a 4% decrease in wages for competing native workers. The current immigration policy also creates social conflicts due to the mass immigrations that have happened in the recent years. Robert D. Putnam, a Harvard sociologist, in a very comprehensive study, he analyzed the rapid increase of ethnical diversity caused by immigration and found that it can lead to a reduction in social solidarity and social capital. This study suggests that mass immigration without proper integration, without integration policies, can lead to the depreciation of American culture, values, and the social fabric of communities. As housing shortages rise, social programs strain, and a competition for scarce resources increases, it hurts the American citizens who have already paid into this system their entire lives. So I first have explained to you how our current immigration policies have hurt American citizens economically and socially. Next, I'd like to propose a brand new policy called the American Restoration Act. The American Restoration Act is a detailed immigration policy that prioritizes American economic recovery and opportunity. America needs to adopt a merit-based immigration system and a citizenship contract, much like Canada and Australia. America would adopt a similar point-based immigration system where applicants would be scored based on their education, their English proficiency, and their job skill level. This would ensure that we are bringing in migrants that will strengthen the economy, as well as not displacing any American-born workers. America will create a citizenship contract where there's more accountability between our government agencies as well as the immigrants who wish to migrate to the U.S. There will be monthly check-ins with a social worker to ensure that there's more transparency between government agencies and to update any paperwork or help anybody who might not understand the full immigration system. And before awarding permanent resident status, immigrants must fulfill a 5-year citizenship contract that would require any migrant migrating to the U.S. to maintain a continuous employment or education, to pay taxes without public assistance, and to complete a civics course and 500 hours of community participation to reinforce cohesion and within the communities that they're joining. The United States will prioritize investment in the American people and provide more opportunities to native-born citizens. We need to create a national workforce review board of economists, community leaders, and employers to monitor job markets quarterly to prevent oversaturation in the skilled trades, STEM fields, and housing market. We would offer tax credits to employers who hire and train American-born workers, particularly in low-income areas, instead of seeking foreign labor for basic jobs, creating an incentive to invest in Americans first. To mitigate the rising housing costs, we're going to reallocate some of the funds from the inefficient immigration system that we have now to prevent and put that money towards housing assistance for high immigration areas to prevent displacement of American citizens. So I started by telling you the problems with the immigration system that we have currently and how they hurt Americans socially and economically. And next I told you about the American Restoration Act. Now I'd finally like to explain how the benefits of this policy. If we adopt this policy, the benefits will go beyond numbers. We'll revive our national promise. The American Restoration Act would create economic revival for American workers, shifting to a merit-based immigration system and scaling back our low-skill immigration during economic strain will reduce unemployment and allow wages to rise naturally. Redirecting some of the massive immigration budget to reinvest in Americans, trade schools, community colleges, apprenticeship programs would rebuild a generation of skilled workers and allow more access to the middle class. With a merit-based immigration system, it would bring in the best quality of high-skilled workers. As reports from the American Immigration Council has reported, 46% of Fortune 500 companies started in America were founded by immigrants and their children. The American Restoration Act would restore national unity and fairness. The United States must rebuild its trust with the American citizen. And when policies that focus on education, wages, and housing, they begin to rebuild that trust. With the citizenship contract, it will ensure accountability between government agencies and those seeking citizenship, as well as restoring the value of citizenship as something that is earned, not given, creating a mutual respect between citizens and the brand new Americans joining us. This policy's purpose is to promote unity between Americans from a wide variety of backgrounds without sidelining the many generations that have long built this country. I first started by explaining how the current immigration policies hurt the American people economically and socially. Next, I introduced to you the American Restoration Act, which prioritizes American citizens' economic recovery as well as opportunity. And finally, I hope I illustrated how this policy will restore the American dream for all. So in conclusion, we can no longer afford outdated immigration policies that erode the opportunity for Americans born in this country. This issue, it matters. It matters to you whether you're a taxpayer, you're a student, or a parent, or even just a normal skilled trade worker. We need to secure a system that puts the American citizens first. Today, I've shown how our current immigration system harms the American people. And with the American Dream Act, through fairness and national unity, we can restore the American dream. As Abraham Lincoln once warned, a house divided amongst itself cannot stand. And today, the division is between economic and cultural, and it's fueled by policies that forget the Americans who came here, who have history here, who have long built this country. We must restore unity through fairness, merit, and opportunity for all American systems. Thank you. Perfect. Hopefully, that's good enough.